Go. Hey, welcome to the LIBERcast episode 88. And I want to thank everyone once again for being there and supporting the LIBERcast and joining me in the comments. I'm going to try to follow all the comments. For some reason, I forgot to take that. Give me 1 second. Here we go. So thank you for your patience. So this is a podcast about mind control. It has always been mind control, and it's not gonna be different tonight. And I'm gonna touch on something that we need to look into, and because I think the one of the biggest one is scarcity mind control. Scarcity mind control is the fear of lacking something. So before I'm starting, I'm just gonna bring that up. Here we go. I'm part of the One Great Word Network. It's a aggregate of super smart and interesting people who are accumulating information about the occult, spirituality, and geopolitics and things like that. That I suggest you all to go look in there. There's plenty of stuff. French is covered a little bit there. I'm part of this podcast, so you're gonna have different language, different countries there that is represented. So it's an awesome bunch of people who are there and working their ass off to inform us about different crucial informations and knowledge about psychology and politics and abolitionism, like Corey, or all these occult traditions that we are living with every day. So I suggest you go there. Here we go. Take that off. So I wanted to bring up this because I think it's a real threat to human consciousness, and what is the consequences and the factors of scarcity mind control. For the people who don't know what scarcity mind control is actually a technique of educating on people and try to indoctrinate them and believe that they will lack something in their life. So essentially, we're confronted with that in the early years of our lives. The implication of such weapon is incredible. The consequences and the effect of such things. This weapon that is used against the masses. Because here we're talking about mass mind control. What's the contrary to scarcity? It's abundance. So we have an inversion there, once again. And why we must know these things is that when you are in this state of mind, in this state of being, and this is how you believe that things are, you don't go forth. You don't want to take risk, and you victimize yourself. I'm gonna try to look at all the comments. Stay with me 2 seconds. For some reasons, the fucking restream doesn't work. Stefan, Stéphane, Chantal, bienvenue. Look there too. Luc, Sophie, welcome. So, where to start with this? When you're young, if your parents didn't take care of you on all these different aspects of your life, and when I'm talking about the aspects, I'm talking about spiritual, intellectual, emotional, and physical. Yes, Josie, I can see you. So this is where it starts. Your family, your relative, and how you are treated, and how, and the context, and in what you live in your life, is gonna have consequences and effect on your life as when you grow up. So if when you're young, your parents don't show love to you, or interest, or they don't give you this care that we need, and then the consequence of this is it's gonna be you're not gonna have a good esteem of yourself, because children don't blame the adults. They will blame themselves. And it's highly destructive. They're gonna try when they're getting old to get a substitute of parent, a substitute of discipline, a substitute of everything, essentially, because of the lack. How many people on everyone has been treated well, treating like a human when you were young? Not much people, because we are trained this way. We are indoctrinated this way by our own parents, and their parents to them, and their grandparents to them. How much people crave for love? How much people crave for security? How do you think that a person can grow up with common sense and introspection if they don't have the baggage behind them? If someone didn't have much food to eat when they were younger, or in the now when they're adults, they're gonna get into this victimization. I'm not saying that all people who have a hard time are victims, because a percent of the time is gonna be self-inflicted. If you lack love, how do you think you're gonna really understand what love is if nobody loved you when you were children, when you were a kid? What is gonna be the 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 center of your being? Is it gonna be in fear? Is it gonna be in anxiety or stress? Is it gonna be a product of the society that we have today? Where do you think they're gonna get this substitute, this lack of parenting, this lack of love, of care? Most of them, they're gonna find some people like them, and there's a lot of problem that comes and that's coming with that. Codependence, self-esteem, lack of self-esteem. This world is bombarding you with propaganda and lies all the time. Even in the spiritual movement, even in the freedom movement, there's still this hardcore victimization in the aggregate. This is an inappropriate worldview for any being who are living in the earth, in this world, because people are getting lazy. What if someone didn't have the attention from their parents, this validation from their parents? Where are they gonna get it from? Friends, sports team, religions, cults, groups, clubs, social medias. How well does it work? It's never ever healthy, because this is the absolute antithesis of shadow working and inner working. If you lack love, you lack love for yourself. If you lack love, you lack love for the others. It is impossible to give something that you don't own. It is impossible to give something, to share something that meaningful, if you don't know what it means. Scarcity mind control is keeping people on their knees. This is why we have these salvationist cults all around, these religions that they say to you, you have to submit to my God, or this God, or this deity, or this cult, or this group, or this club, so you can have your precious validation. Josie, then how come I lack love for myself but not for my children and hubby? I think this question you should ask to yourself. I don't know you. Let me very honest. I started to really love myself not so long ago. really, really deeply love myself. So it's not an easy task when you live in a lie all the time, when you lack truth. It is impossible. I repeat it. It is impossible to give something that you cannot give to yourself first. And I'm talking about fundamental feelings and emotions that are yours. They are yours forever. Nobody can take it away from you. If you doubt of even not being sure of doing something, you're on the wrong track. This work begins inside. Where do you put your attention? Do you care enough to care about yourself? And I suggest everyone to look at all this stuff and not stopping there after I'm done. I'm gonna get back to the roots of things, and why is scarcity mind control is one of the crowned mind control method for the masses. Here we go. Those are the natural law, the 7 hermetic principles. They are the basics, the fundamental basics of the universe and the self. Seconds. Natural law is this is the way that we are understanding the how the universe is working. Essentially, let me put that full size there. So these are inside of us and outside of us. These are the laws of the universe. Consequentialism, cause and effect, essentially. This can be resumed into that. The principle of mentalism, the all is mind, the universe is mental. So the solution to our psychopathologies, to our great depressions, to our anxiety, to our anguish, is in the mental. This is where we have to work, because the mental, mental mind control is taking this freedom away from you. Principle of mentalism. The all is mind, the universe is mental. So if you don't have mental health, you don't have a world view, healthy world view. This has direct consequences on how your life will be, what the decision you take, and how you behave with the others. Everything is mental. We are creating first in the mental realm. Imagination is in the mental realm. So not knowing that is a lack of understanding. Every hermetic principle that you're seeing there, if you lack understanding in one of them, you're going to be affected by it. It doesn't matter if you believe it. It doesn't matter if you know it. The principle of vibrations. Vibrations, nothing rests. Everything moves. Everything vibrates. Just going to look at my setup there. 2 seconds. So vibrations are everything. Their colors, their music, their voice, our voice. There are emotions. We are vibrations. Everything vibrates. Everything moves. So vibration, if you are in this condition of lack of self-loathing, of fearful, if you're fearful all the time, if you're stressed all the time, you're gonna vibrate at a certain level. We are constantly affecting the world around us. Anger, hate. Anger is good. Anger, it must be felt. We need anger. Hate doesn't bring nothing. Yes, low frequency, exactly, Josie. You're gonna attract at the level where you are. The more that you put heights on your vibration, the more higher you get, the more result you're gonna have. Positive. It's not about meditating. It's not about burning incense. It's not about listening to like transcendental music. It's about aligning yourself with truth. It's about looking into into reality, into truth about yourself, about this world. Just think about it. If vibrations, and it's proven scientifically how much it affects us and is affecting nature, how much they can make a number on us. If you have an aggregate, if you have a percentage of the people who are constantly under pressure, that are stressed, that are fearful, and they're afraid all the time, it's gonna affect everyone. There's a whole world that we cannot see, and it's behind us. We cannot see it, but it still exists. The meta, the spirit world. There's no difference, there's no separation between material world, the 3D world that we're living in, that we're experiencing life, and the spirit world. And unfortunately, if you don't align yourself to it, you're gonna get what you deserve. For the people who are really intuitive in here, how much is it's affecting us when you encounter these people? You know, there's a predatory there's predatory humans around us, these abusers, these narcissists, these sociopaths, these psychopaths. They're all around us, everywhere. It's not paranoia, it's truth. And when I'm talking about sociopathy, and I'm talking about neuroticism, and I'm talking about psychopathy, there's degrees of it. But essentially, it is very present. It is omnipresent everywhere. They're your brothers, sisters, family, friends, and everywhere. And what's the particularity with this psychopathologies just like that? They're really hard to detect. And it's everything to do with vibrations. The principle of correspondence: as above, so below; as below, so above; as within, so without; as without, so within. This principle of correspondence is that we are projecting ourselves into reality, and reality is projecting onto us. There's no separation. It's the principle of mentalism and the principle of vibrations that lead to principle of correspondence. These are in we have to go into the numbers 1, 2, 3 because they are all connected together. So the correspondence is you will project onto the others what you have inside. If you lack confidence, if you lack love, if you lack self-esteem, if you lack education, it's gonna have an influence all around you. And I was talking about the principle of vibration, but essentially it's the same thing. And the contrary is still it's still the same. The people around you, the environment that you're living in, is gonna have influence onto you. The people your friends, your acquaintance, your relative, your family, is there. And this is a truth. People will have influence onto you. Your personality when you're children, it's even greater when you're children, because you don't know much and you don't understand much. But when you're an adult and you lack confidence and you lack self-esteem, you're going to be influenced as much as when you are children, when you're a kid, essentially. So the principle of correspondence is there's no separation between us and the world outside. We are the same, and we're living into this environment. We're living into this micro world. Micro world is your own world, and the macro world, there's no separation there. It's a mirror effect. You're gonna have what you project. Essentially, it's psychology 101, projection. Okay, this is how we are, essentially. So if you lack self-awareness, if you lack self-esteem, it's gonna be problematic. Okay, because you're gonna attract all different kind of people. Okay, I know what I'm talking about. Okay, So principle of polarity. Polarity is everything is dual as poles or opposite. Opposite are identical in nature but different in degrees. Polarity is one of the important thing there. And I think if you lack self-awareness of your own limits, of your own boundaries, of your own behaviors, it's gonna be a problem. This scarcity, if you live in extreme self-loathing, or if you're in extreme lack of self-awareness or love, is going to have influence into your life. Essentially, you're going to attract the contrary all the time. The trick with polarity is learning to balance it, to find the middle, and slowing down the swing between, because it's the pendulum swing represent polarities. If you're always super high, you're gonna attract super low at the same time. There's always, and emotionally, most of the time, the people are gonna get into I, and they're gonna super happy, super joyful, and then when the pendulum goes back, there's a plethora of problems and things like that are coming from that. So the trick with that is to balance it, and there's an all work of balancing these things. And I'm not saying to you that if you try to do it, you're gonna achieve it tomorrow. It's gonna be a hard work, because essentially we're all neurotic. Marc-André, Stéphane, Sophie, welcome. I'm trying to get into all the comments there. Principle of rhythm. Everything flows out and in. Everything has its tides. All things rise and fall. The pendulum swing. Rhythm is the great controller. If you don't understand what rhythm is, you're not gonna be a problem. Rhythm is the pendulum swing. It's the tide, the waves. We are intimately connected to rhythm and cycles and era and ions. Everything in this world is connected to rhythm. Empires rise up and empires burn down. We're born, we're growing up, and we're dying. Death is part of rhythm. Time is part of rhythm. Principle of cause and effect. Cause and effect is the great one. This is the we can essentially call Hermetic principle, natural law, the cause and effect. Everything we say, everything we do, every choices, every actions that we're making, there's gonna be an effect to it. So essentially, scarcity mind control as an effect, because we are not living in the cause, because we're not trying to heal, we're not trying to repair what is wrong in the intellect, in the emotional aspect of it. So we're, as aggregate, as a society, we're taking decisions, and these decisions have a heavy effect on everyone. So if we have a percentage of people, like I like to take this example, like voting for government. If 61% or 51% are voting for tyranny, for tyrant, you have 49% of the people who will live into the effect, because people don't know what they're fucking talking about, because people don't know what the fuck they're doing with their life and what with their decisions making, because people lack education, people lack information by ignorance or by not knowing that it exists. But it is still evil, it is still wrongdoing. So cause and effect is everything. Everything. The principle of gender. Gender is everything. Everything has a masculine and feminine principle. Do I have to talk about this? Aren't we seeing all these perversions in society? Aren't all these inversions that we're seeing? They're spawning from the belly of the hydra, of the this monster that we're feeding with our consent. Everything has its masculine and feminine. There's only two gender. Nature is made that way. That way. I don't have the time to go deeply into it. I just wanted to bring it with the information that I want to share with you, and why am I bringing natural law into into that. Scarcity mind control is keeping us from moving forward spiritually. And why? Intellectually, why? The question that we have to ask is why? And how? And what can we do about it? First of all, we have to heal these divisions in the microcosm, in the macrocosm. We're constantly under this information. We're gonna miss something. We're gonna lack water. We're gonna lack food. We're gonna lack security. We're gonna lack peace all the time. And we're distracted all the time from doing this work. Recently, people are just I don't think there's much we can do for the ignorance. Even in these communities that I consider the front lines, there's still scarcity mind control into it. Lack of understanding, lack of actions. We do not, as a whole, as an aggregate of people, we don't want peace. We don't want freedom. Because if we really wanted it, we would really already have it. We like tyranny. Not me personally. I fucking hate it. How much do we have to lose before waking up? How much we have to lose before doing something about it? The lack of courage, the balls. People like, if you ask them to people, what would you like to do? Fighting for freedom and really be free, or not being free and being a slave and being in a secure environment and do not lacking everything? People will accept tyranny. Fear of lack, scarcity, mind control. If you lack the knowledge to grow, if you lack the knowledge about the inner work, the inner self, you will not be, it's not going to be enough to change the world. Principle of correspondence. You do not start something you cannot finish. You do not start something and stop halfway to it. Time is everything. Care is everything. What do you do with your time? We all have responsibilities. It may vary from people to another people, from person to person. But there's nobody who's gonna make me believe that they don't have time for freedom or inner work or growing up or change this condition that we're whining about. Why don't we stop whining and complaining and start do something about it? I'm throwing it in the air just like that. How much divisions, how much stratas of beliefs and cults and religions and political views that we need. Some people with they like the meme, this dog in the center of the room that it start burning, and the dog says everything is fine. If you don't do the work, you don't care about the others. It's not caring, because all you do is not is all you want to do is not lacking something. So we're not ready. These people are not ready to sacrifice a little comfort for bigger needs into society. Fear of lack, scarcity, mind control. I'm gonna look comments. The universe, this world we're living in, it's not it's not gonna support into the spirit world, the cause and effect. It's not gonna help little groups, people who are spot there, and everyone is is divided. They're not gonna. It's not gonna. It's gonna pay off to not be united. It's not gonna pay off to be a mini me Satanist and thinking about me all the time. The universe will favor people who are working on the same page. Cause and effect. If the network of society are cut or weak, and you have a perceived enemy who's gonna they're working all together, they're gonna be favored. They're working together and they care about what they do. Yesterday there was this old age lady that fell on the ground, and some people, instead of going to help her, they were taking the phone and film. Oh my God. Yes. Yeah. Hey, Sad. Welcome, man. Yeah. Lack of care. What's the difference between someone who live in scarcity, mind control, or people who live into the mindset of abundance? Scarcity mind control will close the possibility of you working for it. You're gonna lack of everything. You're not gonna want to go and fight through your problems. Every problem is gonna be a mountain for you. You're not gonna think about the others, because in your head you're already lacking things. You're gonna wait for someone else validation. You're not gonna try to validate yourself in your thinking. Yes, dehumanized. Yeah, dehumanized. Exactly. Here we go. Lack of motivation. Fear. You're gonna take your decisions based on your emotions and not rationality or common sense. If you take decisions under fear, under stress, under anxiety, you're gonna make grave mistakes. And as usual, I encourage everyone to do their own work, to go look for the information, meditate upon it, contemplate upon this information, and start doing the work if you didn't already. We don't have the time anymore to sugarcoat the truth. We have to go forth and go through the problems. Even if it hurts, even if it hurts your emotions, if you feel bad afterwards, doesn't matter. Because everybody's decision that we're making, everybody, is having influence in on my life, on your life. So if you have more an abundance mindset, what's gonna be, what is it gonna be? You're gonna be self-conscious. You're gonna trust. You're gonna be able to trust yourself. You're gonna share. You're gonna help. You're not gonna wait that someone gives you something. You're gonna work for it. Because nobody cares about what you think or what you do. It's the character of someone is in what you're doing, what the actions that are you taking. Where do you putting your care? I've seen people here. I've been having these people were selfless. They're helping people all the time. They're sacrificing their time to help people. And helping people doesn't mean exactly to go in the streets and help them and give in them. So it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. But helping, it can be talk to the elderly, or take care of a bunch of children and make them play. Is it uh, 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 do some kindergarten things, helping people to move, talking with people, listening to what they have to say. This is abundance. What's the difference between scarcity mindset and abundance mindset? Is fear or love? Is it generative? Is it a generative force, or is it a regressive force? Scarcity mindset, the walls are going to close around you. The door will close. You're not going to want to listen to these people who are telling the truth. You're going to be afraid of it. You're going to afraid of being responsible, of your responsibility as humans, as parents, as people who live into society. Of course, but mostly helping means money. Well, money is actually a transfer of energy. Okay, so if you want to help people, like Stephen Dumont and was doing awesome work and helping people to have food, go at the groceries and helping them with food. Sure, it's gonna cost money. Sure, if you help someone to move, or you help them with some work, it is still an exchange of energy. Some will take money, some will take their force to do things, some will use their voice or their ears to help. You're gonna be a confident, complete person when you have this mindset. You do not care what people think. We everyone, we're all creators, co-creators of this world. What do we have around us? Fear, paranoia, psychosis, mental illness. there's no way we're gonna get out of this hell that we have created for ourselves but by loving oneself, knowing oneself. It's not hiding behind the doors, behind the walls. It's not hiding behind your couch. If we lack confidence, you're not gonna get up and help people. We're not gonna try to maybe start a business or start a project, start a podcast, start a music band. If these people who are helping the poor and they're going to the street didn't have the confidence, didn't have the care, they wouldn't do it. Because we are creators of abundance. Because these people have the mindset straight right. Yeah. At some point, we need to teach them to fish. You know what I'm trying to say? Yes, absolutely. And this is what I'm trying to do. If we don't have the knowledge, if we don't have the understanding, then we don't have the wisdom. And wisdom is action. Is the trivium discovery method. 2 seconds. This is the one rule that we need to understand. If I can resume everything that I told you earlier, it's that there's only one law. Do no harm. Everything else is tyranny or violence. If most people, if there was a aggregate, a percentage of people, critical mass of people would really understand this law, this world would be very, very different. We don't have the right to not do the work. We don't have this right. We are partaking into evil by consenting in it. This is one of the first things that we have to do, is not lying to ourselves, not lying to the others, to our children. Children don't deserve this. We don't deserve this. But if we are doing nothing about this, it is our problem. And it's a big problem. We don't need thousands of people. We need millions of people who are working hand in hand, working on the same page for the same goal. What is the goal of this? Is sovereignty, is freedom. Freedom for everyone. Everyone. all knowledge, the first thing that we must do is shadow working, inner working. If you didn't do that, every knowledge after that, every knowledge that you have from outside is secondary. This is the first thing that we need to do. Deal with your demons, deal with your traumas, deal with your shit. And that if we want to really help people, this is where we have to do what we have to do first. It's deal with your shit and stop lying to yourself. This is the one, it's very important. When you're telling yourself that, oh, I'm going to vote out the tyranny this year, you're lying to yourself and you're lying to everybody around you. If you're telling people that truth cannot be discovered, that right and wrong doesn't exist, you're fucking out of your mind. You're out of your fucking mind if you think that things will change. How many fucking retarded people were repeating that all the time? Oh, truth doesn't exist. We're all making our own truth. We decide each other what morality is, from one country to the other, from one region to the other. It's pure goal. You have garbage in your mind. This is why garbage gets out of your mind. We don't have the time to debate what political party is better. We don't have the time anymore to just fucking argue about like language or culture or things like that. Music, it is fucking worthless. Everything that is out of being a moral person and what you're doing in what you have in your mind and what you're doing with in your behaviors, the understanding that you have had, it's not going to change. We have not one person, not two, not 10, not 1,000. We need fucking millions of people. Millions. Where we're heading it's into scarcity. We're going to live in it. We're going to live into this dystopian, occultocratic, technocratic chaos that people, they like this shit. They're licking their fingers clean when they heard that shit. You would fucking rather live in your own feces than fighting for your freedom or doing the inner work. You would rather live in abject slavery and poverty than fighting for what you have, fighting for freedom, fighting for the future of your children. What about the elderly people? We're fucking putting them into prisons. It's fucking disgusting what we are doing to the children and to the elderly people. How much do you think they're in scarcity mind control? How much do you think they can take a decision based on this? You know what it's going to do when it's going to be full-blown scarcity? You know what is going to happen? There's going to be fucking blood and fire. and war and death. This is what is coming. Because you're all fucking afraid of death. You're all fucking afraid of chaos. But you already have it. You already live into dystopian chaos. And every day, these people who are living into the this understanding of the occult and the traditions and the understanding and the knowledge, they're fucking wiping our ass clean. They're fucking they're butt fucking us. Okay? And people like this shit. You know? They're people are better complaining. They like complaining. Oh, I don't know if I can pay my rent. I don't know if we don't have the luxury of whining about this shit anymore. We need the action. You lack food, you grow food. You make your own. You create it. You do not wait for a corporation to nourish your body. You lack spirituality, you don't go outside. Going to see these teal swans, these Edgar Tolles, these fucking agents who are brainwashing you into the oblivion. They're telling you that, oh, don't do anything, we cannot change anything. What would you do? They're telling you that truth doesn't exist, that morality is it doesn't exist. What was the golden rules earlier? Was the golden rule? Do no harm. What is the definition of government? It is slavery. It is mind control. It is violence. And you are voting for it. We are consenting to it by doing nothing because we lack courage. We lack balls to go and confront the evil when it's necessary. All the shit we went through the three earlier years, the 3 last years, hasn't been enough. You think you're gonna vote your problems away? You think you're gonna meditate your problems away? And you're fucking delusional. You have to wipe clean the shit you have in your head and start from the foundation. And the foundation is aligning yourself with truth. What is the truth about yourself? What is the truth about this world that we're living in? And truth is not fucking, it's not always funny, rarely funny. It's disturbing. Truth's gonna make you sick. Because truth is a destructive force. It's gonna destroy the lies of your own that you make to yourself. All these stories that you're making in your head. Because you lack understanding about human psyche and psychology. Yeah, Anne-Gendron, we are in deep shit. No one is reacting. Yep. People seem to all be hypnotized. I think this is an important word. What can we do about it? I'm gonna tell you what we can do about it. It stop feeding your brain with garbage information. Balloons in the sky. These clowns are dressed like women. Movies, radio shows. Get out of the culture and start your own culture for yourself. We are not limited to our understanding and beliefs. We are not the product of our own because we're not aware of our own things. We're not in sync with our truth and the truth about nature and the universe. This is why we're getting there. We need to get rid of this scarcity mind control shit. If locally there's no one growing food and you have a place to grow it, then fucking get rid of the fucking weeds and this green stuff, and just fucking dig the ground, start to grow your own food. You like eggs? Then start a place with hens to have eggs. You like information? Internet exists. Information is everywhere. Where we have to be very careful and where we get our information. This is why we need to not just look at one place, but look at many places, many reference. Sure, experience, like your own experience, is gonna add to it, but essentially, it's not gonna come all from yourself. You need to go outside, live with the world, talk with people, read some books. So we can grow all together. Healing, reconciliation. This is what we need. Reconciliate our divisions, our wounds, our cultural difference, our cultural likes. Your political opinions are worthless in the grand scheme of things. It's fucking garbage. Nobody cares what you think. I'm not gonna wait after a government, a fucking violent tyranny, to take decision for me. When the shit will hit the fan, I'm gonna fucking act upon it. And this is what we all have to do. Not gonna you have there's two things. You have the right to defend your body and defend what you have, your property, with the amount of force that you need, but you don't have the right to let people do violence onto you. You don't have this fucking right. So if you know your government is lying to you, it's stealing from you, it's fucking threatening you, what are you fucking waiting to get your consent back? Don't give them your consent. Tell them, go fuck yourself. If you have statist people in your family, these fucking zombies that are roaming around these cities, these countries, and they're trying to justify the use of violence for the fucking roads or their constitutions. Charte des droits et libertés, it's fucking lies. It's garbage. It's slave stuff. We don't have to go through it anymore. We're At the age of information, we have all the information we need. Ignorance is the root of all evil. If you're ignoring, if you're an ignorant, you partaking into evil, and you're you're actually you're spreading it. Marpassa says the measure of ignorance of someone, it's how bad the people are. So the more you're ignorant, the more bad you are, the more evil you are, because you're not doing the work. You're not telling the truth to anyone. You're not telling the truth to yourself. You've been lying to yourself and to people around you. Each time that you say go voting, it's your true, your true it's your duty to vote for tyrants. It's your duty. It's your slave task. It's your slave duty. Go give your responsibility. Go give your consentment to criminals, mafias, fucking Satanist garbage people, psychopathic. And these people are fucking going around, and they think they're fucking smart. Huh? Justifying evil and violence and slavery. Oh, if you don't vote, you don't have you don't have the right to complain. Yeah. There's actually people who believe that if you don't vote, you don't have the right to complain. This is how fucking ruled they are, or this is how cultists they are. Religious people who believe into tyranny and evil and justifying evil. It's the same thing as other religions. The same thing. Money. Money, it's another god. People will do anything for money. Every low ass deed, task that they're gonna ask me, killing, stealing, raping for money. Yep. I do tell all my people, and I'm the one being called crazy and need to be hospitalized. Yeah, so if you stand for freedom, if you stand for sovereignty, for free speech, you're crazy. And we are the crazy people. The tinfoil hat crazy people who think that everywhere there's conspiracy. There's conspiracy all the time, and they're not theories. Geoengineering, mind control, cultural war, social justice garbage. If the government is using war tools, war weapons against you, you're a slave. Propaganda, medias, pseudo spiritualists, New Age, Satanism. Because if you don't think in abundance, in the mindset of abundance, you're gonna let these people rule you. You're not gonna have like a you're not gonna try to improve your situation, your condition. Spiritual movement is lacking coherence, is lacking intellect and common sense. The people, the statists, they lack common sense, they lack knowledge, they lack self-esteem, they lack self-awareness. Spiritual people are solipsists, Satanists, ideological Satanists. Most people are. They don't know it, and they don't know that they don't know. Even if you knew this and you try to talk people, you try to make them realize that they are in this mindset, they will not believe you, because it's everywhere. We are talking about a big part of society who are ideological Satanists. It's survival of the fittest, moral relativism, eugenics. Everything is about that. Everything is about mind control. But when we want to get out of mind control, the thing that we have to do is being aware about mind control. What are the tools? Why? How? This is why I'm going to repeat this shit over and over and over until people fucking understand it. In French, in English. Because you don't fucking get it. I don't see here where I'm living in Quebec. I don't see it. I've never met someone who are doing the same thing as me. It's fucking scary. You have a lot of spiritual gurus around, these fucking numbskulls who are repeating garbage to other people to convince them to continue and accept slavery, accept violence, because we cannot change it. And you have all these hypocrites, these pretentious, playing a game, wearing a mask. They're everywhere. You cannot now, it's the lack of trust onto the others. If we cannot go over this, we're not gonna get out of it. We need to join up together. We have to unite together. Compassion, cooperation, voluntarism, building strong networks of people, using alternative communication means, growing our own food, learning to defend yourself, defend your body, defend learning it to everyone around you. We as humans have the power to choose. The universe itself doesn't do that. But we're blessed with free will. We have the choice to do or do not something for ourselves. And our task into this earth is to grow up and helping people to understand it. It's not an I just want to end on this because I can go up for another hour, but we really need everyone on this. If you feel that, if you understand what I'm telling to you, you are the ones we need. We need warriors on the ground, on the internet, and sharing this information, understanding it, and behaving on it. What are you going to do with it? We need every one of you who have the intellect, the emotional response, and the spiritual knowledge to go forth with it. Don't wait. Start now. Every little thing is important. You, if you care, really care, you're not gonna wait. You're gonna start right now. I'm thanking you. Much gratitude to every one of you who are following the LIBERcast, who are there, who are these beautiful comments we have. Everybody is a pillar of the LIBERcast. You are actually helping me to go move forward with it. And I cannot thank you enough. All the people who are listening, all the guests that are coming and were there before. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for being there and supporting me and the great work. I'm offering you to everyone help. If you need help to start, don't wait. If you need help, if you need counsel, I'm there for you. Contact me. I already have a few years into it. If I can help you to start it, to start something, start doing something, I'm there. So soon it's gonna be Friday the 14th with James Cordiner, probably on the Hitchhiker's Guide to Truth. I'm gonna put an update on the LIBERcast page. Afterward, we have Tuesday, 18th at 8:30 p.m. Maria is gonna come up another time. She's awesome. Be there. It's gonna be awesome. And then Friday, 21st, 8:30 p.m. with David Greenberg. So there's gonna be a plenty of stuff. I'm working with another in collaboration with Radio Resistance, and so there's gonna be more stuff on the LIBERcast and outside the LIBERcast. So keep in touch, and thank you so much again, and have a good night, everyone. Take care.